Jai Bhim, Jai Mulnivasi, Jai Samvidhan, Jai Bharat. Today is Sunday, and every Sunday, as you all of you know, we are organizing the special session in English. And today also we are going to discuss a very important topic. And as you all are aware that the elections are coming up, and this is the entire month coming up. Upcoming 2 months will be entire the election period, and there are various waves going on. Who will be the winner and who will rule the part? Who will rule the next parliament? Who will be the next 543 members of parliament? And everybody is geared up for this particular scenario or particular thing that is going to come. So today also we are going to discuss about the politics, and specifically the politics with respect to the OBCs, the other backward classes. So as far as the Indian constitution was implemented right from 1950, and after independence, let's say after 75 years, where we are, and specifically where OBCs are with respect to the politics. So this is the topic that we are going to discuss today. And today we had with us Mulnivasi K. Tilak Kumar sir, who is National President of MKKM. Sir, Jai Bhim, Jai Mulnivasi, and welcome to MNT News Network.
Jai Bhim, Jai Mulnivasi, sir. Thank you, Ashish ji, for inviting to MNT News
Yeah,
Network.
sir, specifically, as you know, yeah,
Ji.
yeah. Sir, as we know
Thank you.
that elections are approaching, and everybody is in the mindset of these particular elections. So, as far as the overall developments are considered, right from 1951, when the first parliament was constituted. So at that time, it was the Congress, and as we see the constituent of this first parliament, it was almost more than 50 to 55% of Brahmin seats were there in the first constituency itself, though their population was 3.5%. So as we go with the census, or as we go with the population and percentage of the overall development, in particularly in politics, then we see even after the transfer of power from British to in particular caste or particular sector of the section of the society, and it was continued. So specifically, we would like to know, as far as today's topic is considered, how the participation or the representation of OBCs you see as far as the constituent parliament is considered. Please, sir.
Thank you, Ashish ji. And today's topic is when OBCs will get their share of power. So it is a very important topic. And the educated class in India, everyone shall know about the phenomena that what is happened in this country, and we must have know about political science, because political science is also a part of social science. In India, the every mechanism is being dealt by Indian Constitution. So Indian Constitution formed in Indian Parliament, and Indian Constitution given the mechanism of electing member of Parliament, MPs, and a member of legislative assemblies, MLAs in the respective states. And all the policies are being framed in the Parliament, and in assemblies in respective states. So in democracy, the policies shall be framed in Parliament, and the policies shall be in favor of the majority of the people, and in particular, the policies shall be useful to all the people living in this country. So overall development is required, and for power of development, we need better policies to be framed in the Parliament. So in Parliament, the one-sided majority is always not good for the society. So in India, the majority population belongs to OBC communities, and OBCs, their share will be around 50 to 60 or 65% in Indian population. And we are having data from the year 19, I think 1931. From there onwards, there was no caste-wise census in India. and this is the main lacuna for not knowing about the real facts of data. But it is true that the OBCs constitute more than 50% and less than 65%. So, and in between, their percentage of population is there, and their proportionate share is not there in the parliament, and their proportionate share is not there in the assemblies of any state. So, uh, the power means the people shall elect their representatives to the parliament, so that the more member of parliaments, more member of representatives shall be there in the parliament, and shall be there in their respective assemblies to frame laws, and to use the resources in a proper manner for the overall development of the Indian public. And this is required, and then only the OBCs will get their share of power. And it is a very big task, and it is a very difficult task, and a lot of work is required. Work is required, and work involvement is there, and so then only the OBCs will get their share of power. And this is very important question. And the psychology and mentality of OBCs, educated class in this country, is different, and their aspiration is different, and their work is different, and their goal is different, and they are moving diagonally in opposite direction. And this is the main reason that OBCs are not getting their share in power. And we can elaborate these issues after this question. Ashish ji?
Yeah. So, as far as the overall parliamentary democracy is considered, as we say that there were almost negligible percentage of participation or representation of OBCs. So, how do you see the change in the politics after the Mandal era, specifically after the 1980s? How do you see the awakening within the society and awakening within the social sector related with respect to the political area? And also slowly rise of regional political parties, specifically with respect to the section of other backward classes. So how do you see this particular era of after 1980s, after the implementation, after the rise of BSP, one of the social political nation called BAMSEF, and there was continuous awakening sessions going on with respect to the OBCs, and we can see the impact after the Pro-Mandal area, means 1990 and onwards. It was a drastic change in the political area. So how do you analyze this particular thing, sir?
Thank you, Ashish ji. Indian Constitution was adopted in the year 1951, and BAMSEF organization started in the year 1972. And based on the Constitution, Indian Constitution, as per the Article 15(4), the Government of India established Mandal Commission in the year 1979, and its report was implemented in the year 1992. There is a big gap, and around 13 years, after 13 years of formation of Mandal Commission, based on the Indian Constitution as per Article 15(4), it states that advancement of any socially or educationally backward classes of citizens. So the Article 15(4) is having a provision for the advancement of any socially or educationally backward classes of citizens. So in India, the backward classes are not socially advanced and not educationally advanced. And for this reason, Honorable Mandal, DP Mandal ji recommended reservations in educational and employment areas. So that was implemented in the year 1992, and based on the Mandal Commission reports. Actually, when Mandal Commission the reports came into existence, and when Mandal Commission reports started implementing, getting started, VP Singh introduced, the then Prime Minister of India introduced Mandal Commission reports. The educated class of OBCs opposed Mandal Commission reports. This is ignorance. So Rajiv Goswami is the best example. Rajiv Goswami self-immolated against Mandal Commission reports uh, because he thought that Mandal Commission report is not useful for OBCs. That is ignorance. Even though he belongs to OBC, and later he repented, and later the majority of OBCs thought that we did wrong. Because of innocence, we have fought against Mandal Commission. The majority scheduled caste and scheduled tribes are in favor of Mandal Commission, and they supported Mandal Commission. So the ignorance is causing main problem for the non-development of OBCs in this country. So the OBCs must be socially educated in different fields to know about the reality for real development of their communities. And after Mandal Commission, we can see ample number of employment increased in various sectors, particularly in banking and in central government services like UPSC services, in civil services, and other government employment. OBC share was increased, and before that, their share was taken by the open community and open category people. Um, After getting share of Mandal Commission, now employment is gradually increasing, and because of increasing in the employment of OBC slot in government sector, now the present governments are framing policies in favor of privatization. The thought behind privatization is to curtail OBCs in employment and to curtail SC/STs in employment and in government sector. There is no other thought at all. So the policies are being framed in the parliament. The elected people, the majority of this country are excuse me, a majority of this country, people in this country are electing their representatives to frame laws in the parliament in their favor, whereas those who are elected in their respective parliamentary constituencies are going to the parliament, and in parliament they are framing laws against the majority of the people. And during elections, they are going to the public, they are coming to the public, and they are approaching a majority of OBC, SC, STs, and their voting share is required for getting elected. Whereas the present political scenario is they are purchasing votes, and this is one of the wrong methodology and wrong phenomenon, wrong act, and we have to curtail these purchasing votes policy. This is not at all there is no rule at all, but informally they are doing that. So our people shall prevent such policies and such methodologies. Sharing and giving money in elections is one of the brutal act. So our people are not innocently not knowing about that, and they are electing their not they are feeling that the contesting candidates are their candidates, and the contesting candidates will help after going into the parliament. With good faith and good feeling, they are electing their members, and whereas when they are going to the parliament, they are not doing in favor of OBCs or SCs or STs. So particularly majority policies shall be framed and implemented in favor of OBCs. That is not being done, and here the educated class must know about this and must understand about this and must propagate and must educate the OBCs, particularly in this country, to elect a right representative and to demand their right issues openly, and they have to conduct open meetings. They have to conduct they have to raise voice, so that they have to build public opinion, and then only the OBCs will get their share of power, and otherwise it is very difficult to get their share. Ashish ji.
Right, sir. Sir, if we see the current Lok Sabha, where the 543 seats are there, In these 543 seats, there are almost 15% seats reserved for scheduled caste. Almost 84 seats are reserved for scheduled caste. If 15% gets 84 seats, then if you consider scheduled tribes are almost 7.5% and they get 47 seats. Whereas if we see the overall participation of 3.5% Brahmins, there are almost 21 seats, 21 Brahmins are there in the current Lok Sabha. But as far as the 52% OBCs are considered, considering all these, if you are deducting 543 minus 84 minus 47 and minus 21, we could see that the representation of OBC is very negligible. And also, to some extent, when there was a pressure to induct maximum OBCs within the political parties, still, if we see the allocation of the ministries, we see that almost 60% Brahmin ministers are there in the Lok Sabha. So, considering all these factors, the real participation or representation with respect to their population, 52% population should get almost 50% of seats of Lok Sabha, but it is other situation. So, how do you analyze these particular things? Means reservation for SC/ST and benefits to them as far as the overall political scenario is considered, and non-reservation to OBCs with respect to the overall development and their share in the political era. How do you see these particular things?
Very good question, Ashish ji. Actually, those who are elected under reservation, particularly 22 SC/ST's share is around 22.5% parliament seats in India. So the 22.5% constitutes around 140 or 145. These MPs are not opening their mouth in the parliament, and there is a privatization policy that was implemented, that was enacted in the parliament, and in every budget, the honorable finance minister, the present finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman is openly declaring that we will sell this number of public sector undertakings. Already they have started that privatization and selling the government institutions to various private giants. So at that time, the present SC/ST MPs, because they were elected under reservation, that provision was there in the constitution, and because of the constitutional provision, they got reserved seats in India for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. So, and because of that reserved seats, they got elected. And even though they got elected under reservation, and they are not shouting and they are not fighting in the parliament against privatization and against the privatization policies, and which are hampering the growth of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. So this is the proved fact, and we can see the similar characteristic in when we elaborate about the psychology and behavior of the OBCs also. They are also already elected, not in reserved constituencies. They were elected in open category constituencies. However, they got seats because of the present ruling parties. We can say BJP or Congress or any other regional parties. They are giving seats because the candidate belongs to OBC community. And every year, gradually, the share of OBCs contesting in elections is increasing, because the awareness that is being coming in the society, that OBCs are demanding that we require our representatives in parliament and assembly. So, in social science and political science, there is one phenomena: politics are the mirror of the society. So, Vamsap organization or its offshoot wings are working in the society continuously, and other organizations are also, various organizations also working in the society to educate the OBCs, SCs, and STs. Because of this continuous social work in India, that social understanding is increasing day by day, and social polarization is also gradually coming among OBCs and SCs and STs. And because of social polarization and because of understanding, the ruling parties are identifying and observing the social phenomena in the field. And because of this observation, they are giving some seats to OBCs. And the gradually in every year, the OBC share electing number of electing candidates are increasing nominally, even though it is nominally, but we can see a few member of parliaments from OBC communities. So these OBCs and SCs and STs, those who are going to the parliament, and they are thinking that they were not elected because of constitution, they were elected because of their political party, and the whatever the policies are being and framed, and whatever the directions are given by the ruling parties, and they are following, simply blindly following the ruling party policies, and but not raising their voice on their own. And they are saying that informally they're saying and crying in isolation that the my party policies are against to my community. So what is the use? Their voice shall be raised in the parliament, not in public, not in isolation, not in private conversations. So this is the drawback that we are observing, and because of this drawback, and because of this phenomena, the OBCs are not getting their share, and their policies are not being implemented in their favor. So the being a being the cadre of social organizations, we have to raise our voice. We have to raise our voice, and we have to analyze the things that these are the problems that are being going on in this country, and these because of these policies we are getting damaged like this, and we have to continue, we have to educate continuously the educated class in this country, and that this is the only act that we have to do. Otherwise it is very difficult to get yeah, awareness, and it is very difficult to get empowerment of OBCs, SCs and STs.
Right, sir. So specifically, though there is 22.5% reservation, still real representatives are not going in the parliament, and as well as
Yes.
the rise of or OBCs are considered. If, even OBCs uh, for the sake of for the sake of just MPs from OBCs, if they are representing in the parliament, it will be of no use. So, considering the overall scenario that to have a representative democracy, what can be done, or how we can ensure that the real representatives from the Mulyavasi society, the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, and other backward classes can reach the parliament, and they can raise their voice, they can fight for their rights, and the real democratic principles are implemented. The Constitution of India is implemented in its full sense. So, how do you see, or what you can say with respect to this particular real representation of the Mulnivasi society in the parliament? How we can ensure that?
It is need of the hour. Already the election process is going on, uh, and the ruling parties must give tickets to the educated class and those who are useful for their communities. And the ruling parties are having their own intentions and their own agendas, inner agendas, and that is the reason they are not giving seats to proper suitable candidates, and they are seeing only loyalties to their party and their communities. So we cannot expect a good candidates are going to the parliament at this stage. And what we can do is we should call them. We should call the elected representatives in open forums like educated forums, uh, and we have to continuously discussions and debates are required. Public discussions and debates are required in the society on various issues and various topics, and we have to tell our opinion to the elected representatives, then only at least they will discuss with each other formally or informally outside the parliament, and they can oppose whatever the negative acts and bills are passing in the parliament. They can oppose based on the opinion of the public. So educated class role is very, very important to uh, to stress to give and to focus on the problems of the OBCs are particularly, and there must be a unity among educated class in this country. The OBC educated youth and educated employees must talk each other, and they are not talking each other. They are thinking in isolation, and they are working in isolation, and and they are thinking that good days are coming. They are always in dreams, so the dreams cannot come into reality, and they are looking at their enemies, and they are looking, they are not looking at their friends. And why I can say enemy, because the ruling communities are not in favor of the downtrodden, because their percentage of population of the ruling communities less when compared with the majority Mulnivasi Bahujans. So the majority Mulnivasi Bahujans, as far as political science is considered, must get share their the percentage of population, according to their percentage of population. Their genuine demand is their share of power. So their share of power comes through their elected candidates only. So the ruling parties must give seats to the majority OBCs, and SC/STs are getting their share, and in SC/STs they have to give seats to the proper candidates, right candidates. And in coming years, best analysis will come, and outcome will come, that whatever the party given to which candidates, and which candidates are elected, and what they have done in the parliament. Such type of analysis are coming and will come in the coming years. So uh, the history will be analyzed in this country, and based on the analysis, the credibility of the elected candidates will grow high or will come down. So the elected representatives must act in the parliament, based on the percentage of population, and based on the social and uh, educational capacity of the OBCs, and educational situation of the OBCs, and for empowering and educating the OBCs, and that what the OBCs are required. They require just quality education. They require minimum opportunities, and they require uh, basic needs, just like a house, a small house, and food, and these are the basic amenities are required. So actually, in this country, the majority people are suffering for lack of food, for suffering for lack of proper education, suffering for lack of medical facilities, and suffering for lack of opportunities. So and there is a lot of wealth is there in this country. The wealth is going in favor of very few people, and if like Ambani and Adani, and few giants are grabbing the wealth in this country. So the wealth shall be shared. Sharing means giving wealth to each and every house is not, that is not sharing of wealth. Sharing of wealth means giving opportunities. So the opportunity shall come through policies only. The policies are being framed in the parliament. So so in parliament, the role of member of parliament is to frame the good policies. So here, in framing the good policies, the elected representatives are failing, and the educated class must ask the elected representatives to frame better policies, and the educated class of this country shall enlighten the elected representatives that because of these policies are enacted so far, are damaging the growth of OBCs. So this type of continuous education and awareness is required. And thank you for inviting me to the MNT News Network. And today's discussion definitely will educate the educated class of this country. And the OBCs must work in cooperation and coordination, and collaboration is also required. And the OBCs must respect each other. They live in a friendly environment, and they have to curtail their enmities, and they have to mingle with all the downtrodden people of this country. And these are basic requirements for strengthening their movement in this country. And the thinking in isolation is very, very dangerous. And and stop dreaming that the good days are coming. We have to work hard, and we have to work together, and
Right.
we have to work uh, throughout the country, not in your local areas and not in your local states. So a countrywide work is required, because India is a big country with different states with different languages. So uh,
Right.
we all should work together in a right direction. Then only the OBCs of this country will get their share of power as per the norms available in Indian Constitution. Thank you, Ashish.
Right, sir. Right, sir. We are almost toward the end of the session, and we would like to have one concluding message from you. Basically, if we see the national political parties, we can see that there is INC, there is BJP, and these are the major parties. But as far as the OBCs are considered, with respect to their particular interest, which national political party can look for their interest and their rights to get back their rights. So, in your phenomena, or in your analytical approach, where do these other backward classes people should see to vote, or to look for a party which can share their interest, which can look for their interest, or which can look for to get back their rights in current scenario, or in current things today? If we see the various political parties, where do these OBCs should see as a national political party for themselves?
So actually, there is a limitation, because I am a government employee. I cannot say openly,
Okay.
uh,
Right, sir.
but I can suggest that. So far, whatever the party is ruling in this country, whether Congress or BJP or any regional party, and so far, what are the decisions they have taken, and what is their implications, and what is their impact among OBCs, that can be analyzed by any individual educated person. So after analyzing the things that happened so far, nobody will stop you to analyze individually what is going on in this country. Uh, so, um, so politics with religion, politics with caste, both are not useful in this country. But actually, what Rashtrapati Jyotiba Phule and Baba Saheb Ambedkar thought about annihilation of caste. So when we are asking about caste, our people are thinking that we are casteist, but we are not casteist. We are all working to annihilate the caste. But majority of the OBCs are thinking that. I have asked about this topic, when OBCs will get their share of power. When I asked our colleagues and employees belongs to OBC communities, they are saying that caste should be gone in this country, and we shall not discuss about caste. That is the feeling of OBCs. True, that is true. Our forefathers said the same thing: annihilation of caste. But how it will happen? And for this question, there is no answer for in their mind. And everybody, and I have told them that I want a golden chair. I want to sit in a golden chair. That is my dream. And my colleague said that golden chair shall be shared to all. Yes, I am ready to share my golden chair to each and everyone. But how to get my golden chair? Who will give the golden chair? I am unable to purchase even 10 grams of gold, but my dream is to have a golden chair. So how to get it? It is very difficult. So similarly, in politics also, our thinking and dreams are high, but in practicality, it is very difficult to achieve it. So each and every individual must analyze themselves and what was happened so far in this country, and based on their analysis, definitely they will come to a conclusion that which party is better and which party we have to vote in the present context, in the present scenario, uh, and which is useful. And this is only comparison: who is best among worst. So uh,
Correct.
otherwise, the present situation is like that. So we can, when we compare with the Indian independence and the present days, a good number of growth is there, ample growth, we can say ample growth, and certain economic justice was done because of the public sector and government sector employment, and because of that employment, the downtrodden communities belongs to OBC, SC, STs got employment, and their financial level or social level could increase to some extent. But in politics, as far as when we can compare with 1956 and present days, the not that much phenomenal growth was happened in this country, and very few MPs are there from OBC community. But their dream is to have a golden child, and they are unable to purchase 10 grams of gold. And they have to work hard. They have to work unitedly. They have to educate themselves, and they have to educate the entire society. Then only they have to analyze each and every phenomena. Then only they will understand to whom they want to cast their vote. How that much I can say, Rashiji.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much, sir. You had elaborated a wide, and it's time for every individual to assess who can solve or look after their interest or their society interest, and have a own judgment of while voting for particular candidates. So they have to analyze within their areas which are the candidates and who can favor for their own interest. So this is very nice suggestion and nice interpretation received from you, sir. We are really thankful to you for sparing your valuable time with us to discuss this particular topic when OBCs will get their share of power. Thank you very much for joining, sir. Jai Bhim, Jai Mul Nivasi, Jai Savitan, Jai Bharat, sir.
Thank you, Ashishji. Thank you for inviting MNTEnglish Network. Jai Bhim, Jai Bhim.